Alright guys, I'm gonna put an ad in the paper and sell this as is. It don't run. Last time I had it running, check engine light was on and was having issues. Oh, there's my sister out there. And the engine shot, the whole needs a new box, transmission slips in third gear. So probably sell it for $500 to $800. Get rid of it. This one we're not going to sell. I think we're just going to fix it up. We decided to keep it. We're going to sell that camper, and we've had 4 or 5 people want to buy this thing. It hasn't ran in years. We try to get it running that video, but they want this is the first time it's ever sat out. Usually it's been in for about 40 years. So they want to buy that, but nobody ever talks about the Massey over there, the 760, but we are going to sell that. The engine is going on that too. There's oil coming out over, so that engine needs overhauling, and the combine's shot. There's no point. But this one here is all complete. Super 92. It's got a Chrysler Flathead 6. Tires are still holding there after what, sitting inside 40 years. Look at them tires, still holding there. That's crazy. Look at that. There's the engine in here. Focus or not? Of course not, but Chrysler Flathead 6-cylinder in the 50s. All complete. So see, I don't know if we should sell that or not, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to do one last video, I always say that, but this combine here, we're going to probably sell it. The engine's got some issues, I see. It's got oil coming out of the turbo. Either the engine's bad, which it could be, the rings, or it could be the turbo going to heck. I'm going to take off the intake and look inside there, the turbo, and see if the turbine's coming apart. If that is the case, then we won't run it much. The engine's probably needs overhauling from sitting so long. We're gonna start it up one more time and move it here somewhere. We don't know yet. We're gonna get a tow rope and get this out of the way yet. Pull this out today. But I'm gonna try to take the intake off to the turbo and look in there and see what the turbo looks like. And I see the tire is kind of going low. And you can see that the final dry is leaking oil. And got a hose up there, it's going to heck, it's dripping right now. Everything's shot. The dry belt that runs the gear transmission is pretty shot. When that thing goes, I have no brakes, so I'll have to jump out and let the thing go 40 down the highway. Because we've had a Massey do that. We're out combining, a dry belt broken. Wow, do you have to hang on, especially when this thing has no brakes. So it's kind of fun, you go for a ride. But as far as that, the tires are bad, the belts are deteriorated from sitting, the hoses, you know, stuff like that from sitting so long isn't good. And everybody says, oh, you can go out in the field and go combine it. Well, not really. Missing a lot of parts. She's pretty shot. You can see the tires are pretty bad. If you look, I don't know if you can see the dry belts coming apart. Yeah, that's a bitch to get in and get a new belt on there. We've done it before and it takes a couple days to do that. It's a pain in the butt and there's no point. I don't know about that final drive. I'm sure it's leaking too. It's hard to tell. I can't see, but you guys can. I did put mouse poison in the cab because there was mice in there, of course, like always. And I took the battery out. I got it on the charger right now. Let's see if the mice have been in here eating the poison. Oh yeah, they've been in here eating, haven't they? There's a mouse nest there. And then we'll go on the engine here quick. So as far as the engine, I don't think it's any good anymore. I think we're gonna have to sell it. You can't get parts of that engine anymore. Perkins, the water pump bearing's out on there, it's loose. I don't see it leaking yet, but it is pretty loose. It wiggles all pulley on the side. The belts are pretty deteriorated. The hoses are leaking. The seal on the ejection pump might be out while it's feeling the oil. Or it also could be due to the piston rings too from sitting so long. So, but I don't know if I can show you or not. I'm on camera. I don't know. This intake here coming out of the turbo is soaking wet with black oil. So either the turbo is going to heck, or the piston rings of the engine are bad, which it could be both. You can see there's oil all the way down there leaking. That's the engine leaking oil and fuel. So everything is pretty well shot on this thing from sitting. If it wasn't sitting, it would have been okay, but it sat 21 years inside and stuff deteriorates. So what I'm going to do is take this intake off here and look at the turbine and the turbo and see how that looks. I'm sure the bearings are out on there and the seals. And it could run away. If it does, it does. It's not worth anything, this combine, to be honest. Got a brand new alternator on it. I'm going to take that off if we can't sell it. Use that alternator for something. But so I guess my dad's trying to get the cattle and they're all out there, so that's no surprise. So we're going to work on this stuff, and then we're going to go and run the skid steer and get the F600 ready. We're going to go and put doors on there. And as far as this truck here, I was going to stick a battery in there and see if we can get it to crank. It's a 6-volt system, so I don't know if I can put a starter or 12-volt battery in there and try it or not. I'm kind of leery of doing that and wrecking it, but I don't know. We can see, I guess. I know it's a 6-volt system, but I don't know if you can get 6-volt batteries anymore, and I don't really need to get a 6-volt only for this. Yeah, see, I put rat poison in there, mice poison, because there's been mice in here, as you can see. The clutch does not work. I tried to, when we towed it home, we had a mile, we had to tow it across the field, and I pressed the clutch in and tried to put it in gear. Nope, it was grinding gears, so the clutch isn't stuck. I'm sure I could get it unstuck, hopefully. Probably not. Well, I was going to see if I could attempt to get it to roll over, but I need to change the oil before I even did that because it's full of coolant. And I'm sure the engine's stuck because of the coolant been in the engine since '96. Okay, so Tiger and Meek were on it in South Dakota. So we're gonna cold start the 4020 diesel. I need to start it in order to get over there to get the, I'll show you over here. We have to get the blue doors there for our grain truck, the F600. And I have a feeling that the one battery in this tractor is shot. So we'll try it anyway. I haven't tried it all year. So I gotta clean up a few mess here first. And we're gonna attempt to start it and see if the little girl will start, which it should. I don't have ether. Oh. So we'll give it a shot here. I don't know what it will do. Is there mice in here? Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see. Turn the throttle up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, let's try it. start the F600 here, and I'm going to drive it out so we can put the doors on it, and the skid steer is there, so we need a skid steer. So I'm going to start this thing and see what happens here. I'm going to pump it a couple of times. The neutral. They'll kill about 15,000 times. Shut that door. Oh, we gotta get all that out of there first. Great. Yeah.
No.
Plenty of room now?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Now we're gonna check the oil on this thing, because he never checks the oil on anything. Okay, nothing on the stick. Good to go. This throttle is so hard to get on. Okay. I don't know how this thing works. This is different than mine. Okay, we took the air cleaner off here, and the turbine, it looks oily in there, but not too bad. I can't show you, but this turbine wiggles back and forth a little bit, so the bearing's probably getting tired on there. But it don't look too bad. I don't see any oil on that end, so maybe it's coming out. Maybe the turbo's on this side you'd have to look at for the exhaust side. I don't know for sure how that works, but I can see it's wet out of there, so that looks like either the turbo or it could be the engine. The rings are bad. And there's, I don't know if I can, let me see if I can get the light in here to show you. Oil coming out of the intake side for the turbo. It's all black. Let's see if I can get it to, you can see it there. See it? A bunch of oil coming out of there. So either the engine is going bad or the turbo is going from sitting so on seals and stuff, but there's a lot of oil down below here too, but otherwise I don't really see anything else wrong with it, so I don't know what to say about it. We're not gonna mess with it today, but I see I ripped my air cleaner thing, so that's nice, but we'll just put it back together and pretend that didn't happen. And then we will prime to fill up here sometime, not today, getting late, and go from there. Starters right there. Heard something. Yeah. Seized. Yeah. You're gonna have to put oil down the thing is gonna wreck the starter. So you do know that I took this Toyota Prius to have a CV axle put in, and ever since I got it back, they put a second one in there and it makes this clunking sound. And you would think, being a mechanic, they could figure this out. So let me set my Snap-on thing, no sponsor, light up here, and I'll show you what I found out. You think mechanics would figure this out, but I guess they're not very smart in this town. So, go and put this in here. Now, imagine your tire's tight on her. There's that noise. So watch. The rotor's too big, the holes. Why? I don't know. Why couldn't they figure this out? Why? I spent $350 to take it to a mechanic. Fix it. Don't break it. It's just like, seriously. Ugh.